Hello, everybody. Welcome to Football Fill-In. We've got a good episode today, haven't we, lads?
Oh, we have.
A very good episode. No Premier League football, so we thought today we'd do a kind of either-or episode, right? Because in last week's Football Fill-In, I said to Ben Tozer, Bruno Fernandes would start ahead of Martin Ødegaard in Arsenal midfield, and he said no, he wouldn't. And as I could probably have predicted, the comments went wild because everybody backed me up. Bruno would start in that Arsenal midfield, but he stuck by it.
The comments came alive, didn't they?
It's his opinion. Hey, everybody's allowed an opinion, aren't they?
It's just wrong.
It's just wrong. It is. It's just wrong. So we've got some really good ones for you today. Raya or Donnarumma, Ekitike or João Pedro.
And some belters.
Oh, my God. Saka or Semenyo, Van Dijk or Gabriel, Palmer or Cunha. This could pop off today. We could see some lively...
I might have to sit on the fence because when I saw them comments Toes got, I thought, oh, dog's abuse.
Yeah.
Dog's abuse.
How dare you have an opinion?
Exactly, how dare you.
Comments on today's episode could be the most comments we've ever had because there could be some serious hate or love getting thrown
There could
around.
be some fisticuffs today.
Did you have a good weekend, by the way, lads?
Fantastic weekend. Hey, I tell you what, I went up to watch Middlesbrough train last Thursday. Amazing.
Up in Middlesbrough?
Yeah, amazing group of people. Manager were fantastic. And to watch them attack QPR, very similar to the session I watched.
Was it?
It was very nice.
Yeah? Impressive.
Impressive stuff.
Yeah. Did you go to a game at the weekend?
I went to watch Birmingham under-18s against Spurs.
They'd have probably beat the first team.
No, Spurs were comfortable winners.
Were they?
4-1.
You love football, you, don't you?
Just love it, mate. I just love getting out and about there, you know what I mean? But what I'm going to say is, I'm more famous for this podcast than anything else. So I'm at Middlesbrough, swanning around a little bit, got invited up. But a couple of the younger lads behind the scenes, all they wanted to talk to me about were podcasts.
No. What's Jamie like? What's young Jamie like?
Yeah, what's Jamie like? I said, actually, behind the scenes, he's a very nice guy.
Is he really...
shit at the quiz.
Is he as stupid as what his quiz is? Is that what Jamie is?
And where were you at the weekend? You were...
I was with you, mate.
Yeah, I know that. That was for the audience, you dumbass.
I was with you. So I did my first bit of TV punditry at the weekend.
Yes, I saw that, yeah.
First bit of actual sort of stood there. Joe Cole was next to me, Jules Breach, TNT Sports, Wrexham versus Chelsea. And you know what? I really enjoyed it.
How was his performance, Watto, as a
didn't watch, you don't care.
I've seen it.
Yeah,
I mean, to be fair, I'm not sure that that's kind of designed for me. So I think it's, compared to what we do here, you're definitely out of your comfort zone. I would have give you a 7.5 out of 10 and said it's work in progress.
I'll take it, mate. I'll take that all day long.
But what was, mate, honestly, we've turned up at Wrexham. Oh, the race course was bouncing.
Yeah. And do you know what? I'm glad it was bouncing because I thought it would be, but I said before the show started, we were talking and what can they expect today, these Chelsea players, these Wrexham? And I said, well, basically, the Wrexham fans are bonkers. Like, I've witnessed it, they are bonkers. They will get behind this team, they'll be the 12th man, blah, blah, blah. And I'm half thinking, please don't be 6-0 to Chelsea, please. And they'd be flat or anything like that, and it wasn't. It was an incredible game. The atmosphere was amazing. The fans were phenomenal, and what an FA Cup tie.
Unreal.
It was really, really
good. Wrexham, it genuinely was one of those games where it just wasn't meant to be for them because everything that could have gone against them, don't get me wrong, it was offside for the goal, but it just felt like everything went against them a little bit. The Chelsea first goal was fortunate. The red card was massively debatable.
Do you think they should just leave VAR out the FA Cup?
Well, they brought it in mid FA Cup, so it wasn't in the third or fourth round.
I know, and they've just brought it in.
What do you make of that?
I think we've had so many good games, and the last two rounds have sprung up so many good games where it's just free-flowing football and the goal goes in and you know it's a goal because the referees ran away, the lineers ran away. And then all of a sudden it's back to the usual shit where we're all complaining and moaning and it leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
The Cup's been amazing, actually, and that's why we do love the FA Cup, isn't it? I mean, generally you get nowhere near a shock with the big boys. Yeah. But that kind of game and atmosphere on Friday. But I don't think it's fair competition to change with or without VAR. Yeah. It's either all in or we're not in. All out. And I just think it would stimulate a lot better entertainment because Wrexham, ultimately, they're not used to that, are they, in the Championship? And obviously the journey they've come on, it's a real dampener
it's
for
rubbish,
them.
Like, you're in the stadium and Wrexham scored the equaliser, well, what could have been the equaliser to make it 3 in extra time. And the referees ran away, the linos ran away, and we're all jumping and we lose ourselves for a minute. And then very quickly, honestly, within...
And then you think, shit,
within
there's VAR.
2 or 3 seconds, you go, oh, hang on a minute. And then you see the VAR check and you go, oh, what's the...
I felt like I was chatting to so many Wrexham fans after the game and they're like, Yeah, shit, and I'm thinking, God, get used to it.
Yeah, get used to it, mate.
Right,
it is. It's rubbish. It really is. I just think leave it out of the FA Cup.
But you can't.
Completely.
You can't, because the reality is there'll be a big decision in an FA Cup final or semi-final, and one team will go, that's disgraceful, it's cost us X amount of money, and they'll go, the technology's there, we have to use it.
Yeah, but do you know what? But I do agree with that, and that could happen, and that might happen. But along the way, everybody will buzz off the journey so much that they'll say it's been a much better spectacle for it. So it is what it is.
But when it comes to pounds and pence, though, when it comes to that's great for the fans, us, because we go unbelievable. We're protecting what is special in the FA Cup. But if you are a Villa and you get screwed out of it, or whoever, then you're going to go, no, it's bullshit.
Yeah, but the Villas and the Man Cities, they're not possible without the fans, yeah? So you've got to make it as good an experience for the fans, because without all of that and all the people watching and paying their subscriptions for the TV and going to the games and buying the merch, without all of that, they won't be in that position anyway. So why don't you actually just give something back to the fans this time?
It'd be great just to say we're going to have one competition, decide which it is,
perfect.
and let's go with our
FA Cup.
If it's going to be anything, it's got to be the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Got to be the FA Cup. It's been brilliant this year. It's really sort of revived a bit, hasn't it, this year? Because we've had so many, and I think people are so sick of VAR that when they get the chance to watch a game without it, it's like, oh, this is
Do you know what? For years, I've been a bit like, that FA Cup, right, until like the latter rounds. But being at Wrexham at the weekend and like just mooching around the place and that, I felt like...
Well, it meant a lot, didn't it?
Buzzing. Yeah, it did.
It
I was like
lot.
Buzzing for it.
Yeah, it meant a lot. To be fair, we were travelling up early for the Wrexham game, weren't we? But I managed to watch the first sort of like 25 minutes of the Arsenal-Mansfield game. Yep. And young Max Dowman, by the way. Oh, my God, Watto. Serious.
I saw the highlight reel.
Serious.
On a field like that as well.
On a field like that as well, Watto. Just gliding past people, weren't he? Nice.
He's the real deal.
He is the real deal, isn't he?
Do you know, I looked at these highlight reel, Ben, and I'm like thinking, he's ghosting past these players, and I'm thinking, in my head, he's 16.
Yeah.
This fella's probably 33, had a good, long, old EFL career, and he's making them look like fucking monks.
Mansfield had a lad called, he was 37 years old, right? And I'm thinking, you're nearly 2.5 times as old as Max Dowman. And you must be watching and thinking, gee, is this what football is nowadays? 16-year-olds doing this?
No, it's great. I love, for me, the FA Cup epitomises what English football is, really. And, the Premier League's the holy grail, and every team out of the 92 wants to be in it and all that. But the FA Cup brings it back to something for you, because the league's so far away, the Premier League. And I think that's why you said the Wrexham fans, even though they're on an amazing journey, chance to get up to the promised land, but you get fed up with the Premier League all the time. It's nice to talk about something different. And look, the results, I think when we get on to some of these teams, like a Fulham and a Sunderland, for the seasons they've had to get beat in them games, I think if you're their fans, you'd be really disappointed this morning.
You would do, because this is a massive opportunity then for having a proper cup run.
Especially because Fulham and Sunderland are... Neither of them are getting in the Champions League. Neither of them are getting relegated. So you'd look at that, the teams left and go, if you are Fulham, or you'd go, we've got a chance here of a trip to Wembley.
This is why the FA Cup's so special, because I was saying in commentary, actually, for the Wrexham game, teams just let the shackles off a bit, for the FA Cup. They do. It's a weird feeling. It's almost like the pressure's off a little bit, because you're so used to playing Premier League, and the pressure's always on you, that when the FA Cup comes around, it's almost a little bit like, oh, thank goodness for that, because even if we lose today, you know what? It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world.
If you're a Fulham fan, okay, so if you're a Fulham fan, would you rather finish 4th or 5th in the league, and have a Champions League campaign with the away games, or would you rather win the FA Cup?
Win the FA Cup, 100%.
Yeah,
and it's different, though, because if you're finishing 5th in the Premier League, it means you're a good team. Yeah? It means you're a consistently strong, good team. But if you win the FA Cup, it's all about moments. We saw it last season. FA Cup,
Palace,
Euro.
Yeah, I think, look, Silva's a great manager, and Fulham are a very, very, very capable Premier League team. But what an opportunity that is to get to a quarter-final.
I agree, mate.
And if you get the right... Look, there's some massive teams left in it, but you never know. Look at the Cup, you get a draw. But, they're not in it this morning.
No.
Real disappointment for a football club and a fan if you're in that position. Look, Sunderland's whole mantra this season, stay in the Premier League, we see that. But they're already on 40 points. Yeah. Why not go full tilt at that game? Port Vale, no disrespect, bottom of League One.
But are they bottom of League One?
Bottom of League One.
You know what?
Wow.
Do you know what? Why I also think credit to Wrexham as well. Like when you're playing away at Mansfield and playing away at Port Vale, right? They are tough places to go because you know the pitch is going to be of a certain quality, isn't it? Right? Wrexham. There's no leveller with the Wrexham pitch because the Wrexham pitch is so good, Watto. It's a Premier League pitch, yeah? That I half thought, before the game, I thought, you know what, this could really harm Wrexham a little bit because Chelsea are used to playing on this pitch. This is what they do every single week, so they'll be good at doing this. Yeah. But no, mate, it made no difference. Wrexham were right on it.
I'll tell you what I did find interesting, watching Robert Sanchez very closely, because obviously on Match of the Day and stuff, you get one... They show you what they want to show you, yeah? But actually watching him from a positional point of view and his decision-making, I'm not surprised that he's been dropped for the Premier League.
We spoke about it last week, didn't we, for the Arsenal game?
Yes.
When Chelsea got beat 2-1 and he had a really bad game. And I think as a goalkeeper, there's different types of bad games you can have. You can make mistakes which are just honest mistakes where you've chucked one in, it has gone through your hands or you haven't quite caught it properly. And that they happen quite often. But the bad games when you are dithering on the ball and you're giving the ball away in bad positions, you're playing short passes, it's getting cut out, you're not making the right decisions. And then also the cross-taking, because he came for a couple crosses, missed them, the goal went in. And that decision-making, when that goes, it's an awful place
He was
to be.
indecisive, wasn't he?
Really indecisive. And it's the worst place to be. And I think that Liam Rosenior has seen and gone, I think you need to come out, mate. I do. I think you need to come out. And we saw it again in the game against Wrexham the other night.
As a goalie, you're spot on. When you start and you've got that indecision, you know your own mind's not clear. Yeah. And when your mind's not clear, it's very difficult to perform. But then the impact that has on your back four, in fact, the whole 10 in front of you, is really detrimental. Yeah, and the manager's got nowhere to go with that, because when you can see that indecision, you just lose all confidence, you lose all semblance of real good decision-making. Yeah. You have to come out.
Everybody can smell it, I promise you, everyone can smell it. The manager can smell it and all the players, and it's almost like, you don't want to say it, but you almost want to look to the manager and go, he needs to come out. He needs to come out. It's not...
Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen a player ask about like a centre-back or a captain?
It happens all the time.
About the goalie?
Not about any player. About any player. I promise you, mate.
And was that player going mad?
No. That you're not saying it in front of them.
No, I know, but
you're
still.
Keeping it quiet. But you have to... When you see a player struggling, really struggling, you have to say to the manager or players around you and go, he needs to come out.
Yeah, you try and take it out of their hands. Yeah. And look, it's an alpha male sport, whether we like it or not. So they're never going to nod their heads and show whatever. But sometimes they get in the car, these guys, and thank fuck for that.
Yeah, it's true.
And breathe. True, you know what I mean? True, But they're not going to do it in the alpha male environment. But some of them, it's a real relief for them.
The first goal for Chelsea, we're going to come on to all the comparisons in a minute. We're going to start with a big one, Gigi Donnarumma versus David Raya. Oh, my God, what a stinking one to start with. But just talking about the first goal for Wrexham the other night, Watto, it was a long ball over the top, and he's in a good position, Sanchez is, right? He's in a really good position. He could have even been a bit further out, because basically the Wrexham players played a long ball over the top from about 25 yards from his own goal, right over the top. Sam Smith's running onto it. He's taken a bit of a touch, but it's a long touch. And Robert Sanchez has already made his mind up that he's just going to backtrack. And I'm thinking, no, what are you doing? You have to wait, see what that touch is first and foremost, and then react to it.
What confused me, though, Foz, is that it felt like he'd done the hard work and he'd advanced, and all he had to do was just carry that on and clear his lines.
Exactly that. It should be a simple mechanism, basically. You just wait for the touch. It's a long touch. You go out and you clear it up.
But that's the mist in the mind, mate.
The mist in the mind, and it does funny things to it, really does. And he ends up backtracking, and the finish, even then, isn't in the corner. But because he's backtracking, it's so hard to then get yourself set, get a base, and then really push up. He's just kind of hoping and falling and goes in the back.
Smudge is quick as well, isn't he?
Smudge is really quick. Yeah, so it's about, like I say, it's a shame for Robert Sanchez. It's a horrible place to be there. When the decision-making's off, it's awful.
Right, can we talk about Gigi Donnarumma, 27-year-old Gigi Donnarumma versus David Raya? Who are you having in your team? Right? Who's the better goalie, right?
Well, I said it before we started this process. Toes got such pelters last week that I thought you were going to save my blushes and not put me in this environment. Look, these are two phenomenal goalies. Raya has surpassed all my expectations. So I'm giving him a big one, but I'd still put Donnarumma in my goal.
I think this is the toughest one of the lot, actually. We've got some incredible...
I don't know, there's
some... Yeah, there is.
There's some biggies. There's one in particular I've got my eye on.
I'm going to be squirming a little bit doing something.
Yeah. Oh, can we just ask that if you don't agree with us, don't call us a beep, and just go, that's okay, that's just their opinion.
Yeah.
I don't have to absolutely crucify them.
For sure. That would be really nice.
So the Donnarumma versus Raya is a really interesting one because they're two very different goalkeepers.
Yeah.
They are. They're complete opposites of the spectrum, actually.
Okay.
6'7" goalkeeper against a 6'1"
He's 6'1",
probably.
yeah.
6'1" in David Raya. Raya, very quick feet, nimble around his goal, can make unbelievable reflex saves. Big Gigi Donnarumma is just a man mountain. He's a wall. He plays to his strength, which he should do, and why wouldn't he? He'll get close to stuff and he'll just make a big barrier, and he's blocking stuff that other goalies wouldn't be able to block because they just haven't got the size of a Gigi. He's good at coming out for crosses, punching, getting involved in stuff.
So who you pick? So let's just do a little bit of numbers. So this season, 26 appearances for Donnarumma, 23 conceded, 11 clean sheets.
11 clean sheets coming into the Premier League for Gigi, and some of the saves he's made, big saves at big moments. I have been blown away with how quickly...
In a Man City team.
But no. Some of the big saves, though. You still have to make the big saves, and he's made unbelievable big saves for Man City at big moments. He has really big saves, and I've been blown away by how easily he's transitioned into the team. But I was expecting him to be able to, because he's just won the Champions League with PSG. He's just been voted the best goalkeeper in the world.
He's won the Euros with Italy. So one stat that surprised me a little bit, obviously these stats take them for what they are, pinch of salt. But cat passes completed, Donnarumma 79%, and long passes completed 42%. Yeah. Both higher than David Raya, which is 66% passes completed and long passes 36%.
Yeah, I think there's a misconception that Arsenal just play pure football out from the back, and they don't do that anymore. No. They have done in years gone by, and even probably the last couple of years they have done that a lot more. But I think this season particularly, Arsenal really have changed to let's try and get the ball up a bit quicker as well. Obviously having Gyökeres up there or a big one or something, they're doing that a lot more. But Raya isn't really starting out from the back anymore. It's not what Arsenal do. So if it's on, they'll do it, but if not, they'll...
So what you're saying is Mikel Arpulis?
Mikel Arpulis. Well, mate, if you look at the set-piece goals they scored, then definitely is.
So who are you picking, Ben?
Ah, stop it. I hate this one. I hate this one.
Just got to put your neck on the line,
Before you answer, take Donnarumma's, what he's done out of it.
Yeah.
Now. I'm talking about now. This season, I feel like there's... David Raya is not disrespected, still underrated. If you were picking right now, I'd go David Raya.
Yeah, I don't blame you at all. I really don't. I think Raya is perfect for Arsenal, and I think Donnarumma's perfect for Man City. My favourite type of goalkeeper is a big unit.
Why aren't you answering the question?
I'm about to answer the question. I like a big goalie.
I answered it within 30 seconds.
I know you did, yeah. Just cut
you don't want to upset David, does it?
No, cut to the chase. I do. I like a bigger goalkeeper. I do. My favourite goalkeeper of all time is Peter Schmeichel. I love it. Even a Nick Pope. I love the big goalie that comes out and helps and cuts out stuff for
the game now.
Started.
You just said it about set pieces, and this is no disrespect to Raya because he's very aggressive on open play and set play actions for sure. But the game's more and more and more on the set pieces and the pressure that's going to come in that 6-yard box. Raya's fortunate; he's got some big guys in front of him that help him out, and that's not taken away from his ability. But you talk about the framework required in the league and how tough the league's getting in terms of the set plays. You have to think, my belief is, you have to have that little bit more physicality.
OK, I'll pick Gigi Donnarumma. I will. But we're talking about the two best goalies in the Premier League at the moment.
David, he's absolutely slamming you here, mate. David, he is. You know you came on the podcast and did him a favour. He is absolutely hammered you here, mate.
I love David Raya. I love him. I've got no problems with David Raya being my goalkeeper. I love him. I think he's brilliant. But I would just have Donnarumma at this moment.
Yeah, fair.
I really would.
Right, next matchup. This is brutal.
It don't get any easier.
This one is brutal. Hugo Ekitike, 23-year-old Hugo Ekitike, or 24-year-old João Pedro.
OK, let's go through some stats. OK, so Hugo Ekitike, 26 appearances this season, 11 goals, 4 assists, yeah? João Pedro, 29 appearances, 14 Premier League goals, 5 assists. Oh, this is a tough one.
Well, you know, don't you, Pedro? So I think you've got a slightly different feel because when you know him a little bit, I think you've got a little bit better insight into us because the stats really, there's not that much between them there, is there?
Do you know what? There's a bit of a difference because Ekitike is a number 9, he's a striker, right? João Pedro isn't quite a striker yet, and I still don't think he's even learnt the trade of how to be a proper striker yet, right? But he's still scoring. He's outscoring Hugo Ekitike, right? Yeah. He's outscoring a lot of people in the Premier League, and he's not a full bona fide striker. That's why I would pick João Pedro, because I think he's already scoring the goals, and he's still not the striker yet. So what can he go on to do? I think his potential is massive, but then saying that Hugo Ekitike's potential is absolutely massive.
They're different. They're very different players, aren't they? And Hugo Ekitike is probably more explosive. Yeah. He's going to get on the end. He's really dynamic, isn't he? João he's the full package.
He's a ferret, mate.
Yeah,
he's everywhere.
And João's not a big guy, but he's unbelievably good in the air.
Unbelievably good in the air, quick, sharp, strong as well.
Well, that's my thing, because he's had the experiences of Watford and then his time at Brighton. He's only 24, but like this is his third team that he's played in the Premier League with. And look, that's the big difference, is the duels, because I think he's more aware of the physicality of the league. But the record speaks for itself. I think Ekitike's come in and hit the ground running unbelievably. But I think for Pedro at 24 to be his third team in the league, I think I'd probably just
I'm picking João Pedro for what I was just said there. He's an all-action centre forward, right? And again, he can play on the right, play on the left, play just in behind, or play as that number 9. But he's an all-action, whatever he does. And the duels won part of it, 152 duels won, compared to Ekitike's 89 duels won, just tells me that I can think I'm going to rely on him more often than what I would Hugo Ekitike.
Yeah, I agree. I would pick João Pedro. I think he's a year older, but I think he's just slightly more refined.
Yes.
The ceiling, Hugo Ekitike, possibly,
but
could be higher
because he is just a number 9.
Yeah,
because he's just a striker, right? And he will just hone his craft on just being it.
He's explosive, isn't he? He is like he is. You want to send a ball down the channel and get on the end of that lad.
Go on then.
And he can go past the player.
But you're talking top level here. I mean, obviously Liverpool spent a lot of money, as did Chelsea, but I think Pedro going into Chelsea could be a little bit of a masterstroke. We've been very critical of their recruitment and whatever, but I think João Pedro, because of where he's come from, and at 24 still very, very young, I think he can take it to whatever level he can. And I know there's growth in Ekitike, but I think Pedro just wins that one.
These two, I think, have got the ability to possibly be the two of the better forwards in the league for the next 10 years, 6, 7 years.
6 to 7 years.
Because they're both. Yeah. They're both. We're talking upper echelons of the league.
6, 7, and it's 6, 7, mate. You know what I mean? I'm with it. I know. I'm with it, baby.
So cool.
I'm so cool, mate. I know. Honestly.
He called you a earlier.
We're not allowed to put that word out. No. Right. So we agree. Are you going for João?
Definitely.
Right.
João.
Just.
I agree. I think I'm going to go for a João.
Just. Well. Right. Should we go a couple of centre backs now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. VVD, €34. I don't feel this is quite a fair fight. So VVD 34 or Gabriel, who's 28.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's a fair fight, because if you rewind this 4 years, 5 years, 4 years, Virgil van Dijk, I think, wins this.
2.5 years ago.
Yeah, I think Virgil van Dijk wins this, hands down. But we're talking about today, the here and now.
If you were to take Virgil van Dijk and Gabriel as a partnership, right, would they be the best centre-back partnership in Premier League history?
It would be akin to all the others. It would be akin to John Terry and Carvalho and Rio and Vidic. It would be up there with them. We'd need to see it.
Yeah.
To see it work, because sometimes it complements the other one if you have a bit more of a ball-playing partner. But we've got two absolute units here. Saying that, these two are both ball-playing. They're both ball-players. They're both units. They both score goals and they both defend.
Yeah, they both nick a goal more than the goal, don't they?
I mean, so.
But I actually think that's the big comparison in it. We know that Arsenal are a set-piece machine, but Gabriel on 148 appearances compared to Van Dijk's 330, and he's only 8 goals behind.
Yeah,
I think that's a big stat.
Yeah, for your centre back to be putting that many goals in the back of the net, it takes so much weight off of the rest of the team, and every set piece becomes an occasion for the team as well. The fans know it. they can smell it, they get up for it. The opposition know it, they start to wilt a little bit. And that's just from one bit of set play, yeah? That's not taking into account all his defensive abilities and capabilities.
And that's the thing that's not on there. Like, obviously, for all the attacking players, you have XG for assists and all this. But I'll tell you what, they'll both have some assists in set plays.
Yes, they will.
In terms of the first
Even if it's not first contact, it will be something. It will be getting in the way of something, shielding something, letting somebody get onto it.
Who's your centre back then, Ben?
At this moment in time?
Well, that's the thing, because if it's like we said on the goalie, we said on João Pedro. So if it's here,
this moment in time,
I'm having Gabriel.
It's Gabriel.
Right. 100%.
If we were to take today's Gabriel and then VVD from 3 years ago,
I'm having VVD.
Yeah.
I'm having VVD.
Yeah, and he is, like I said, you'd got the little insight on João Pedro. I've got a little bit of insight into Van Dijk working with him. And you knew he were going to be top. But when you've done some podcast stuff with him or been Amazon and stuff. So you see the physicality of the guy. That's the one thing that you think when you look at the goals record, because he is huge.
Yeah, he's massive.
It's unbelievable. Like sometimes when we played him Southampton, we'd put 2 men on him just to try and have a chance.
You know, some defenders that I've played with in my career, right? They're big lads and... I see them up close and personal. I think you look bigger on the telly. Actually, they're normally like 6'3" is about the 6'4", and you think you look bigger on the telly because you're a unit. And Virgil van Dijk, you watch him on the telly, and you think, "God, you look big. You look like a unit." And then when I did the Amazon thing with him, I stood next and I thought, God, you're big.
He could be a rugby player.
Oh, he's so
He could
wide.
be a sprinter.
That's why I know we've made this decision on the goalie, but the goalieing jobs become very, very difficult just with the physicality of the game.
Yeah. Everyone's getting bigger and quicker, aren't they? Bigger and quicker. For here and now, we're going Gabriel. You know what? I agree. I don't think it's a fair race because Virgil from 2 or 3 years ago is, in my eyes, still one of the best defenders to have played.
And now there's even like the Wolves game against them in the league. You can see that teams are. You've spoke about it for a while about where he defends.
Yeah.
VVD where he defends, and he defends where he wants to defend.
Yes.
And actually, Wolves down that right hand side. Yeah. Created a couple of openings where they had a 1v1 and they did try and isolate him a couple of times.
Yeah, they will do.
And he's getting to the age now where I think teams are being a little bit cuter with him.
Yeah. No, 100%. But he's been a phenomenal centre-half in the league. But, you know, Father Time does catch up with you. And on the here and now, I actually don't think it's a close race.
No.
He's brilliant, Gabriel. He is. He's brilliant. He's everything you want in a centre-back. And they need... I don't know how long's left on his contract. I'm sure he's got a while left yet. But they need to... Like, him and Saliba, just keep it together. Just keep them two together because it works, right? And I know they've both had a few little niggles and injuries and stuff, but it just works, doesn't it? And when you find a partnership that works, oh, my God, just invest in it and keep it going.
Correct.
Next up, Saka, 24 years old, or Semenyo, 26 years old. And I know we're doing here and now, right? Okay, but all I'll say is don't forget quite what Saka has delivered.
I'm not forgetting anything. I know exactly what he's done.
He is 24 years old.
It's phenomenal, isn't it? It's phenomenal, actually.
Unreal.
Yeah.
No, because if you wouldn't have had that stat up, I'd have probably put 3-4 years on him.
Yeah,
without doubt. He's been around for that long. He's done it for that long. You remember in the Euros, the final against...
Mate, he's been brilliant.
He has. He's been brilliant.
Do you think because he broke through so young, we're going to see a situation with like a Michael Owen or maybe a Rooney or a Sterling where... Maybe by the time he's 29, 30 even, his best years are behind.
I've got a little theory in my head that Saka's might be in the same sort of boat as a Phil Foden at this moment in time, where I think they're going through a little bit of a transition period where they've played so much football for the last 7-8 years, so much that they've just had a bit of burnout for the last year or so, right? And we haven't really seen the best of them. And I think that something will happen in their lives. Maybe they're getting married, maybe they're having kids, maybe they're just getting a little bit older and they understand what it is a bit more, learn how to look after their bodies. But I think we'll have a second coming of both of them where they're both absolutely at it and ripping, start scoring goals again.
What about, like, over-coaching? Because me and you were chatting the other day and felt like Saka can be maybe a bit safe,
Yeah, he's just lost that sort of... Just go and beat your man. Just go and beat your man. Just try something. Don't worry about these stats of, he lost possession here, he lost possession. Just go and beat your man, Try and get that cross in, And I know he loves coming inside and trying to get a shot off as well, but sometimes take him out the other way and try and beat your man. And I think sometimes he's too happy to just put his foot on the ball and pass it backwards. And that's not what we've grown up with Saka. Saka's that, when he's driving, if you're a left back or if you're a centre back and you've got Saka coming inside or trying to take you outside, it's the last thing you want. I promise you it is. You want him to come back out and go safe. But for me, Semenyo wins this hands down at the minute. Absolutely.
Well, that's because it's the here and now, isn't it? The here and now, I actually don't think it's close. But if you talk about longevity of what they've done, how they've done it, and Saka has been unreal. But we have to make a decision, and we've got to put his neck on the line, and we're going to get fucking dog's abuse. I know it. But Semenyo on the here and now, if you had a choice between them two players for the top 5 or 6 teams, I think they'd all take it.
I think even if you go, but rewind 3 years, I think I'd probably still pick Semenyo.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think this is the easier one of the lot, and I don't think we're actually going to get any abuse for this one. But
thank God.
I think we're quite safe in this.
And I'm not talking about Saka. I'm not saying he's overrated. He's class. And he's brilliant. And his numbers are superb. You know, he scored 59 goals.
They're okay. No, they're okay. Saka's numbers are okay. Yeah?
59 goals.
They're not quite from what you'd expect or what you'd want. I promise you that. Considering... Right, so look at Semenyo's here, yeah? They're playing in similar positions, right? Agree?
Yeah.
Yeah? Both like coming inside, both like going outside. I think Semenyo smells a goal so much better than what Saka does. I think you look here, 28 appearances this season, 15 Premier League goals, 4 assists, yeah? That, straight away, going into that Man City team as well, obviously it's a great start to the season at Bournemouth and he was ripping it and everybody was like, oh my God, wow, you've just grown again. But then signing for Man City, a lot of players just sort of almost, well, I've made the money now, I'm cooking, I don't really have to keep busting a gut. Pep Guardiola's played in virtually every game. He started virtually every game and he's scoring virtually every game. If it's not Haaland, now, remember when Man City used to score back in the day, you'd get a live alert from Live Score and you'd be like, it's Haaland, I know it's Haaland, right? I know it. And yeah, boom, I've got him as captain, cooking. Semenyo's that guy. Semenyo's turning in now where it's like, it could be Semenyo. Oh, it's Semenyo. Incredible.
Do you think, and I'm not talking about Saka specifically, I'm talking about English people, English players. Do you think, as English fans, we've got a tendency to overrate them in terms of world football, our own talent?
I think we get caught up in that, for sure, because we've had some phenomenal players and we always feel as though the continental guys get a better run at it. So we kind of really push our guys. But the reality is, he's a phenomenal player, Saka, but at this moment in time, Semenyo's miles in front.
He is, he really is. I love everything about Semenyo, right? He's got this like quiet confidence, humbleness about him. He is the full package. We were talking about it when he signed. We were talking, weren't we? 60 million. We were saying it's probably the safest 60 million quid you'll ever spend because of all of those factors. It's not just about how good as a player he is. You've got to know the person as well. And I've never met him personally, but every single clip I've seen of him, whether he's shopping in Aldi, or like he just seems like a really good guy, hard-working, honest guy that just cares about doing well at football.
That'll be the biggest thing for me, I think. Look, the way the world works is that Guardiola will have spoke to him before they get the deal done, for sure. And I think he could smell that this is the start, not the end for this guy.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's just then epitomised his performances. And I've never met the guy as well, but he seems to have got something between his ears that he's just on the start of a journey, even though he's 26, because he's coming to the best years and he's at potentially the best club.
Do you think, like, look at Eze, right? Eze's come in. And do you think Eze has lived up to the billing so far?
No.
Because you look at Semenyo coming in and like Eze coming in, you'd think they'd have a similar-ish trajectory. Maybe not goals-wise, but has Guardiola done his homework better than Arteta there?
They're different characters. I think they are different characters. Semenyo's got more of a bite to him. He's more of a winner and he's more ruthless.
Grafter as
well. Eze is, I'd say, technically better, probably a better footballer, but he hasn't got the nastiness that Semenyo's got. Semenyo can smell a goal coming a mile off, and he knows where to be at the right time. He knows when to take it inside, when to take it outside. Eze, I still think, when he gets the ball sometimes, he's a little bit like, I have got all the abilities in the world here. I could go right, I could go left, and then sometimes he gets a bit muddled with what to do. But he's definitely a better footballer than Semenyo, 100%.
Because Arteta took him out of the team, didn't he, when he didn't track a runner at one point? I can't remember.
He was out. I think he went 390s as an unused sub or something, like that.
And I think that really got into him because that's not what he signed him up for. And obviously they'd been working on the pitch, and it were always about what you do without the ball rather than with it. The one thing that's going to make him the hero is. He kept scoring against Spurs in the North London derby. So
5 goals he scored against Spurs.
So that's helped him out a little bit. But I think I agree with Ben. I think this is the easiest pick at the minute.
Right.
But we're going to, just because you've jogged my mind, we're completely off topic here, by the way. We're going to do Palmer against Cunha in a minute, all right, which could get fruity, by the way. You've just reminded me there when you mentioned Spurs, I was watching the game against Palace the other night, right, and the game was about to start, and I could sort of, I'm just listening to the crowd, and I'm thinking, this is a weird crowd, this is a weird crowd. I'm waiting for the first touches of Spurs players to see what the reaction is, and straight away it's negative. Straight away it was nousy and like, I didn't like, and honestly, I was watching thinking, you're killing Tottenham here. You're killing Tottenham. They can all hear all of this. They really can. We were at the Wrexham game the other night, 12th man. They're literally pushing Wrexham up to do more, to keep working. And the players respond to it by working harder, yeah? The Tottenham fans were straight on their back. And I'm thinking, this is such a negative place to be at the moment. And it didn't surprise me that even when they scored the goal, they got off with one because it was disallowed just before. But even when they scored the goal, straight away they just sort of sat again, and then Palace scored, and that was it. It was just, you knew what was coming from that point onwards. It was a horrible place to be, it was. Really, just goes to show, though, how much fans in a stadium can affect the outcome of a game.
Especially when you've got, like, quite a group of young lads out there.
Yeah, exactly.
They've got a few young players out there, and it probably...
They can hear it, they can smell it.
They'll not be wanting to play at home, them Tottenham players.
Yeah.
And where it should be an advantage to hopefully get them safe, from their perspective, actually it's detrimental at the minute. I prefer an away game, for sure.
I saw after the game, I saw, like, young Archie Gray, and like, he was there, head in his hand, and there's 2 or 3 Tottenham players. Now, whether or not they're doing that because that's what the fans want them to do, but what I didn't see was anybody, a senior player, going round and getting them up.
Yeah, come on.
And come on, get back in the changing room and picking them up. So I think a little bit like we spoke about Chelsea this season, that leader, who's that guy? Yeah. And now you'd suggest Romero, wouldn't you? But
yeah, for sure.
Right, we've got a couple more. This one's, like I said, I'm probably going to get a little bit fruity, all right? We're going for Cole Palmer against Matheus Cunha. Cole Palmer, 23 years old. Cunha, 26 years old. Cole Palmer this season, 18 appearances, 9 goals, 5 of them penalties. And Matheus Cunha, 26 games, 6 goals. Go on, give me your first impressions.
I think this is a real tough one. But again, if you actually take both players and see where they're at, but we're going on the here and now, I would have to go at the minute for Cunha.
That's interesting.
On the
you
here
thought
and
he was
now.
going to say Cole Palmer, didn't you?
I did.
On the here
I
and
did.
now. And the reason I'd say that is Palmer's an unbelievable player, and look, playing for Chelsea is really tough. You've got, not knowing him personally, but you've watched him play a lot for Wolves, but there's a difference playing for Wolves without being disrespectful and going into Man United and doing it. So he's proved to me that move is, again, a stepping stone for him, a bit like we just said with Semenyo. And I think he's been a big miss when he's not played for Man United this year. And I think he's more than warranted his move and the transfer fee. And I think at the minute he's on top of his game. And I know it would be a brutal call. And if you're ever a manager and you're fortunate enough to have to make a choice, at the minute I would put Cunha in mind.
What I found curious is that when I did the stats this morning for it, because you sent me this matchup last night, didn't you? And I was thinking, and I looked at it and thought, Palmer's numbers are going to be way better. And I looked at it and I was like, total games. So Cole Palmer in the Premier League, 107 games, 46 goals, 21 assists. Cunha, 108 goals a game, 35 goals. So he scored 11 goals less.
Yeah.
19 pens for Palmer.
Cole Palmer.
Right, for Cole Palmer. None for Cunha. And he's only got 6 assists less, Cunha.
Yeah.
And most of them are in the Wolves team.
Yeah. I try and watch the players, their sort of mentality and what effect they have on the team and how they carry themselves. And I think Matheus Cunha does it better. Matheus Cunha, we knew how good he was at Wolves. He was brilliant. He was like their main focal point, the main player for them. Scored most of the goals, got everything going. And when you sign for a big boy like Semenyo, sometimes you can see that change a little bit. They don't really carry it on. They just sort of take the foot off the gas a little bit. He's gone to United and he's that same guy still. He's still that guy. amongst better players. Your Bruno Fernandes in there, but he's still one of the players where I look at him, I think you're the one setting all this off here. You get on the ball and you get your head up, you're looking to start stuff and get involved. And I think that bit, it's like he's more of a man, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, he is a little bit older. Palmer is still developing, whereas Cunha, you would say, is approaching his prime. He's 26. The difference is like, on the eye, like, Palmer can be unbelievable and maybe have those real magic moments that Cunha doesn't quite do.
That was the only point that I could have gone with Palmer. Yeah. We saw him in the Euros 2 years ago and he gets you off your chair. Yeah. I'm not saying Cunha's ever going to get me off my chair.
He does.
I haven't seen enough of him.
Who's a better footballer? Oh, I'd say it's just Cole Palmer.
I'd say the absolute moments, like the real special moments, possibly Palmer can maybe produce them. But Cunha, I think, like, it's underrated how aggressive.
Yeah, and that's my point. If you're talking about a whole package here, who you'd want in your team, I think Palmer you'd bring on for a moment, like we saw in the Euros. But Cunha's a starter, and you know what you get.
And he's incredibly, like, his athleticism, and he's got one of those. You talk about the big bums, and he does that big foot where he goes across and gets his body in the way, like, and shit. And the amount of times, like, he'll kind of win a duel and then he's off. And he's off up the pitch.
Matheus Cunha is more aggressive and he's got a bit more nastiness about him. And I think to be top players nowadays, you've got to have a nastiness about you, which might make you more susceptible to more yellow cards and more red cards. But I'd still rather have that in my team.
Yeah, look, the decisions that we're putting ourselves in here are kind of virtually impossible, aren't they? But, like, when you try and have a reasonable debate like we've just had, I still do think Cunha edges it in terms of the overall package.
I think people will be very emotional about this and go, "What the fuck you want about?" 100%. But we've looked at everything here. You know, we've watched games, a lot of games. We've looked at the numbers, and when you start to really dissect it, you go, "It's probably not that gut reaction of," because I was straight away like, "Oh, it'll be Cole Palmer," and then when you really think about it, and when you really watch them both,
Cole Palmer.
I'm Cunha.
Matheus Cunha?
100%.
Cunha right now, Yeah,
I agree, Cunha. Should we get on to our final one, lads? It's a good one, this. It is, it's a good one. William Saliba or Marc Guéhi?
Oh, it's good.
Isn't it good? This might be the best one. This is really good. So a little bit of stats quickly then. So William Saliba, 24 games, only 1 goal, but that's not his best part of his game. It's defensive, isn't it? As simple as that. Guéhi, 27 games, 2 goals.
I think this.
Do you know what? One question, just to one statement, I guess. Guéhi's only a year older than Saliba. Yeah. Guéhi's 25, Saliba's 24. When I think of them, I think of Guéhi being a bit older and wiser and maybe decision-making being a touch better.
I agree. I think them two as a partnership would be phenomenal.
Yeah, they would be, wouldn't they?
They would be phenomenal partnership. They would be as good as Van Dijk and Gabriel.
Whoa!
They would.
Oh, it'd be a great pairing. I think, like, Saliba is obviously, you know, it's a partnership in it. Him and Gabriel, that's how we always see him. So it's interesting to isolate him on his own with a Marc Guéhi. But Marc Guéhi is at 25 and he's been doing this without being disrespectful at Palace. Like, he's never had that dream pairing.
No.
Whereas the other, I know we've got Saliba against Guéhi here, but, like, normally them two come as a package, the Arsenal boys. And they've been and formed an unbelievable centre-half partnership where Guéhi's had to do it on his own at Palace. And again, it'd be another one where I think he's gone to City and he's stepped up again.
Yeah,
because
agree.
He had space within him to do it. So on this battle itself, going on it here and now, I think I'd probably go with Marc Guéhi because I think for City he's been an unbelievable signing to get him over the line in January. And if we think about, well, the way I've gone, a Semenyo and a Marc Guéhi, that's going to be the big challenge for Arsenal come the end of the season because they've had 2 big signings in January. City.
It's very well said, Watto. I don't know the answer to this.
What he said.
Maybe. The only reason why Guéhi might edge it is that I feel he is a bit more of a everything player. I'm getting. We said about Semenyo being the easiest 60 million quid you'll ever spend. I think Guéhi is exactly that as well. I think it is the most no-brainer. Yeah, just pay it, get it done, because you are signing somebody who you will rely on for the next 7-8 years. You'll rely on him, and he'll give you 7 out of 10 every single game, and he's a captain, he's a leader, he's a professional, he does it properly. Great lad, just wants to work hard.
The way I position
but then so is
yeah. The way I position it, who's a very young upcoming centre half in the league?
Branthwaite.
Branthwaite. He's probably a similar age to these, to be fair. But okay, let's pick Branthwaite. If you were to have Saliba or Guéhi to play alongside him as the senior centre half and to educate them and to I'd pick Guéhi.
Talk him through games. You'd get Guéhi talking you through the game, which is massive for a young player, for anybody around, really. Guéhi's talking to the midfield, he's talking to his goalkeeper, he's talking to the central defensive partnership, his fullbacks. He's doing all of that, and I think, yeah, mate, it's so hard, this one is.
Ruben Diaz and Guéhi or Saliba and Gabriel?
Jeez, Saliba and Gabriel.
Saliba and Gabriel.
Yeah, and that's why I think I went for Guéhi, because I think the other two are the dream centre-half partnership in the league, aren't they? And I think Guéhi has done a lot more individually, and he's going to form an unbelievable partnership.
I think if you had them two, Saliba and Guéhi on one team, and you had Van Dijk and Gabriel on the other team, I think Guéhi and Saliba would be looking at them going, we're better than them. We're going to do them today.
As long as it's not a set-piece game, you'd be safe.
Yeah, I do, though.
You weren't here last week. You weren't here last week, were you, Watto? So I'm going to ask you, Bruno Fernandes or Ødegaard?
I'd have gone Bruno Fernandes.
Only because you've looked at Instagram. Right?
Oh, no. Obviously, I can't never agree with what Tozer says, ever.
That would have been the easy... If we had done that one again today, that would have been the... I still can't believe Tozer says what he says. Do you know what it sounded like? It sounded like an Arsenal fan talking. It sounded like a diehard Arsenal fan.
Do you know what, though? When we talk about it's the here and now, but I think, like, when you rewind back 2 years, like, Ødegaard was scoring a lot of goals, and I think he was on a trajectory a couple of years ago. He's had a lot of injuries. I think he was on a trajectory to be one of the best players in the world.
Yeah, I agree. He was phenomenal, but for the last 18 months, it's not been going that way.
No, it's not quite happened.
Whereas Bruno has just been constantly...
Take the heartstrings out of it.
Yeah.
The here and now. Toes, you were wrong.
Yeah. Right, we've got it on the screen. We're going to call it a day, but very quickly we'll do this one just as a kind of him or him. Tonali or Gravenberch, Watto? That's hard.
I don't think it is. I think it's Tonali all day long. It's Tonali all day long.
That's really interesting.
Much better footballer, much nicer on the eye, harder working. I just think it's Tonali. He's incredible, Tonali is. He is. He's a phenomenal player.
I'm going.
He's only 25 years old, Tonali. I thought he was older.
Yeah, maybe.
I think Gravenberch has got a higher ceiling.
This could be a Bentosa, Bruno Fernandes, Martin Ødegaard moment.
Maybe. I've watched a lot of Gravenberch, and I just think he's unreal. He's got more of an offensive threat. I know it's not all about that, but
well, it is in the modern game, isn't it? And that's Tonali's Achilles heel here. No goal.
Yeah.
Who are you going for?
Gravenberch.
Wow. All right. Get in the comments down below, everybody. I'm sure you will anyway. So
you're Tonali?
I'm Tonali, yeah.
I mean, they're both unreal.
No, Tonali's a footballer, mate. Tonali's an absolute baller. There's a big difference.
think you might be surprised with this one, man.
All right.
You might get more dogs abuse than me this week, mate.
I might be surprised.
We'll see. Lads, that was class.
Good fun, that.
Really, really
Very
good fun.
good, yeah.
Really good fun. Please be gentle in the comments.
Can we do one thing before we go? It's going to take 1 minute. Can you go back to the previous slide? Remember, occasionally we used to do football in fights?
Yeah.
Right, OK. Who's winning in a fight? Donnarumma or Raya? Donnarumma.
Yeah.
OK, Ekitike or João Pedro? João Pedro. Saka or Semenyo?
Semenyo.
Van Dijk or Gabriel?
Van Dijk.
Yeah.
Van Dijk. Palmer or Cunha?
Cunha. Next one.
Saliba or Guéhi?
Guéhi.
Yeah, I'll just go Guéhi on.
Saliba.
Tonali or Gravenberch? Gravenberch.
Tonali.
Foster or Watson?
Watson, definitely. I'd kick him in the bollocks and he's down. He's getting it.
Have we got a quiz today, Jamie? Come on then, big dog.
Right, lads, a good show. Are you ready for the quiz?
Ready, mate.
Yep. Tom is in the lead with 9. Ben, you're on 8. Toes is on 6. And Watto, you're on 5. So, are you ready?
Did you agree with our choices today on the players?
Yeah, I feel like you made some good decisions. Yeah.
Was there
it
anyone
good.
you were like, nah?
I think Tonali's better than Gravenberch. Yeah.
Oh, you would say that, wouldn't you? Because you're next to the boss.
That's my guy.
Didn't you both say Gravenberch? No, you said Tonali.
I said Gravenberch.
No, they said Gravenberch.
Oh, there we go. Anyway. Question 1. Patrick Van Aanholt started his career at what club?
Sunderland.
No.
PSV.
No. Patrick Van Aanholt started his career.
Chelsea.
Chelsea's the correct answer.
That is an unreal answer. I plucked that from the depths.
You were upset there, Tom, with yourself, weren't you?
No,
I had Dutch team in my head, and
Yeah.
is it PSV? It was PSV, I think, weren't it? Yeah.
I thought it was.
But then, no, yeah, well done.
Question 2. Job site was the front of shirt sponsor.
Sunderland.
No. Job
Wigan
site.
Athletic.
No. Job site was the front of shirt sponsor for what club in the 2009-10 Premier League season?
Portsmouth?
Correct. Well done, Tom.
Oh, mate.
Yes.
Pulled that out of the air.
You've pulled one out there.
That's in the archive somewhere in the back of your head.
No, I can see.
Yeah.
I feel like I
Blue
can see
shirt, I can see
Benjani
it.
or
Yeah,
someone.
yeah, I can see
Was
it.
it like white
I wouldn't,
writing?
I wouldn't have got that. That's just guesswork, that, for me.
Question 3. Jesse Lingard currently plays football in what country?
Saudi.
No.
Brazil.
Brazil is the
Yes.
correct
Why did you
answer.
jump
Was it
in?
Corinthians?
Yeah.
Why have you jumped in?
Just signed for the Corinthians.
I was just
yeah.
trying to think of him. I'd seen it this week. Like, which
Mate,
team?
on Talksport this morning, there was a mass brawl in like Atletico Mineiro against somebody else.
Oh, yeah.
23 red cards got handed out.
Yeah.
23.
23.
Broke the record, obviously.
That's unreal.
Question 4 to 1-0. When leaving Manchester United, what club did Morgan Schneiderlin join?
Everton.
Well done, Ben. Everton's the correct answer.
I should be 3-1 up here. So sloppy from me.
2.
Quick, that.
2. Question 5. Who is the only South African player to win the Premier League?
Quincy Fortune.
Quinton Fortune is the correct answer.
These
Well
two
done,
are
Tom.
on it. I'm going to have to start drinking on a Sunday. This is bad.
Question 6. Who was the only player in the English squad who was playing for Real Madrid in 2001?
McManaman.
Steve McManaman was the correct answer.
Oh, God. How many's he got?
Didn't like the wording of that question.
Because it was a different
I
question.
did
That
not
was
like the
why.
wording of that question there, Jamie.
Question 7. What was the last Premier League club Danny Mills played for?
Leeds.
No. What was the last Premier League club Danny Mills played for?
Count down, please.
Middlesbrough,
No,
was
that's a
it?
yellow card, Ben.
Wasn't Middlesbrough, was it?
No, not Middlesbrough. And a yellow card for you, Ben. 5, 4,
Everton.
3. No. All back in.
Man City.
No.
Charlton.
No. 5.
I'm going to say a random Swansea City.
Not Swansea City, it was Derby County.
Oh, I
Played
forgot.
2 games.
yeah.
2 games
Didn't
for him.
know that.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Question 8, career path question. You guys are joint 3-3, yeah? I have played for West Ham, Chelsea, Liverpool, Lille loan, West Ham, Aston Villa.
Joe Cole.
Joe Cole's the correct answer.
With him at the weekend.
That was your
wasn't
boy at the weekend.
My boy at the weekend.
he? Lovely, lovely bloke.
Yeah, is he?
Lovely
Yeah,
bloke.
lovely man.
Podcast guest?
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. You little weasel. Can't you just accept nice bloke? Just, well, get him on.
Yeah,
get him on.
get
Get him on.
yeah.
Get something from him.
Always an angle.
Yeah. I like it, Jay.
Just trying to think about content. Anyway, question 9. What English defender left Chelsea in 2007?
Joe Cole.
No, no.
That's the worst.
It's not.
worst
No Joe Cole's defender. What English defender left Chelsea in 2007?
Ashley Cole?
Not Ashley Cole.
That's what I was trying to say.
5, 4, 3.
Gaz Cahill.
No. All back in. Do you want a clue?
No.
Okay, no clue. No clue. What English defender left Chelsea in 2007?
Oh, Nathaniel Saliba.
No. That's quite recent.
All right. You get
20 years
It was
ago.
probably like
get it
3.
then. No, wait there. I said Nathaniel Saliba.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Still
It's
20
still-
years ago.
You
Still
get
wrong.
it then. What's the answer then, Ben?
5,
Come on.
4, 3, 2, 1. You're both out. Do you want it all back in with a clue, or do you want to scrap?
You have to just scrap it.
Scrap it. The answer is Glenn Johnson.
Oh,
Joined Portsmouth.
God.
yeah.
I'm thinking right back. Didn't
Good. That's sneaky. That is, Jay. I like it. Good question.
Thanks, Tom. Final question. So this is the tie
What's the
break.
scores?
4-3.
I'm winning 4-3.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
After leaving Wales in 2017, what club did Chris Coleman join?
Fulham.
No,
Coventry.
not Coventry. Watto to win it for Tom.
I shouldn't do it, so.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to say Blackburn.
Not Blackburn. You're all back in.
Sunderland.
Sunderland's the correct answer, which takes it to a tiebreaker.
Oh shit! It was all back in.
Yeah, it was all back in. Yep.
I thought I won.
Well done, Ben.
I hope it's not a shit question. This
I wouldn't
one.
have got it anyway.
I hope you can get the answer to the question. That's my worry.
I really want to beat you.
Tiebreaker question. Question 11. Adnan Januzaj went on loan to what?
Real Sociedad.
No. Januzaj went on loan to
Why
what
can't you
English
read?
club?
Went on what?
What English club did Januzaj go on loan to?
5.
No, that's a yellow card, Tom.
Yeah, it is yellow card because he's bogging my head there.
5, 4, 3.
Brighton.
No, all back in.
Sunderland.
Sunderland
It
is the
was
correct
Sunderland.
answer.
It was Sunderland.
That's a good win, Tom.
I was going to forget that.
Hey, you were
Yeah.
sharp, you two, today.
Yeah, very
Thanks,
sharp.
Watto.
Very good.
Very sharp.
Very good.
Well done.
Well done, lads.
Congratulations.
Hey, good quiz that.
Hey,
Thomas.
thank you, thank
Really
you.
good quiz that.
Thank
well
you.
done.
Watto.
Well done, Jim and I.
I feel like I've lost that one.
Well, you did.
You have.
Oh, yeah. Well done, lads.
Well done. Take
Who have we
some.
got on the podcast this afternoon?
No idea.
Give us a clue.
Can't get any worse.
I can. You can. Mick McCarthy on the podcast.
Big
this
Mick.
afternoon.
Yep.
We've got some big ones coming up this week as well, by the way. haven't
Oh, we got a monster.
Sané Lemens is out on Thursday. That's coming out. And then, like I say, Mick McCarthy today. So, yeah, well done, lads.
Beautiful.
Looking forward to them. Up the Fozcast.
See you later.
And the football filling.
Not the first.
And everything else. See you later.